mayor's matter.
Orville Redenbacher. Judge Popcorn.
Mr. Efron, also known as
and y'all like the video if you haven't yet.
ASAP Relly is going to be called to the stand today. Is that right?
That is the plan, yeah.
All right. Relly is, I know, a very important witness to both sides.
Your Honor, just so you know, he's in the court right now. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to make it aware.
Where is it? What's your first name? Terrell.
So from what I understand, we're going to start with motions, but we may go straight back into cross-examination. We'll see.
All right. Mr. Efron is an extremely important witness to both sides. That's patently obvious. The jury is entitled to know him and about him, consistent with case law and statutory law. The parameters of questioning that I am permitting is based on my consideration of a number of factors, including the evidence code, specifically all aspects of evidence code section 352, the probative value weighed against prejudice, the relevance to issues that the jury will have to decide and discuss, and both sides advocating for their client, and above all, fairness to both sides.
What are we talking about, Judge?
The rulings on what Mr. Efron can be questioned about on direct examination and cross-examination is final, with no input from either side. He can be called, he's been identified as ASAP Relly. He's also been identified as Terrell Efron. Depending on how you wish to address him, you can call him either Relly or Mr. Efron.
Is Relly testifying today?
Not to be asked any question that asks of him. Oh, and I mentioned, I had told counsel before that they could record what I'm saying now for future, in the future, for later today or any other time. And the people are welcome to also.
We have one more thing.
Oh, you
Damn, we're getting Relly on the stand this early.
All right, I'll start again. As I said, he can be called by both parties, either Relly or Mr. Efron, whatever the counsel feels most comfortable with. He is not to be asked any question that asks of him or accuses him
Of the lawsuit.
of being a thief, a liar, an extortionist, or any other derogatory term.
Yeah, but they can say it.
He's not to be accused of any type of name. Final argument is a different story. This only applies to how he's going to be addressed. I don't want, well, isn't it true you're a liar, or, you're an extortionist, or, are you a drug dealer, or anything like that. That is not to be asked. He can be asked about felony convictions involving moral turpitude. I have not seen a rap sheet of Mr. Efron. Does Mr. Efron have any felony convictions?
No.
So if he has
ASAP
no
Parasite.
felony convictions, obviously he has no felony convictions involving moral turpitude.
I agree.
And you reviewed his rap sheet?
I did.
Listen, y'all gonna kill me for interrupting this, but it doesn't matter about his past. It doesn't matter. This man sent ASAP Rocky a picture of the cell case. He's like, I'm gonna be rich. What? It doesn't matter. Like, throw all that away. He could have ran over a baby, intentionally ran over a baby and a puppy in his driveway. It would not matter in this case. He's a scum. He's a liar. We've seen the evidence. Come on, man. Anyway, we'll keep it going.
I
I
had
apologize.
written in my notes here that if he has felony convictions, I wanted to review his review his rap sheet.
The jury's going to
before
see
he
that
testifies
easily.
under Evidence Code Section 352, but if he has no felony convictions, then there's no reason for me to examine a rap sheet, even assuming he has one. He is not to be asked about any other involvement in any other criminal activity in which there was no felony conviction. All of that is off.
Like planting evidence.
So if there has been illegal conduct in the past, if it did not result in a felony conviction involving moral turpitude, it's off limits. The relationship between Rocky and Relly is fair game. All personal contact between Relly and Rocky from the date of the shooting to the present is fair game. Any statement by Relly to anyone regarding his seeking money from Rocky, both pre-incident and post-incident,
Is
fair game.
oh, Relly's gonna get cooked. Judge just said anything that this man said about getting money from somebody is fair game. Boy, oh my
Any
gosh.
personal contact between Relly and Rocky of any kind, which
Cooked.
predate the shooting by 2 years, is fair game.
Dang.
Statements made by Relly to anyone
Oh my
about
God.
Rocky for a period from 1 year from 1 year prior to the incident to the present day. If Relly made statements on social media regarding regarding Rocky, that's fair game. Voicemail, fair game. Oral statements made to any person, to anyone, is fair game, as long as if there's a denial, the recipient must be available. If Relly says he didn't make the statement. Any written statements by Relly to anyone is fair game. The recipient, however, must be available if Relly denies that he made that written statement. Recorded or oral telephone conversations in which Relly is a party is not permitted under Penal Code Section 632, unless all parties to the conversation consent to the recording.
Dang, he's letting it all
Those
in.
are the parameters, and that's in stone.
Your Honor, we have just questions, not questions, we have specific questions of what they...
Joe is over there.
I just set forth the parameters. If you think that something contravenes what I just said, lodge an objection. Okay, I'm not going to do any clarifying because it would take us forever for both sides to go through question after question. I set parameters. Both of you know. If you think that on either side, if the question contravenes these parameters, lodge an objection. All right, different topic.
Cooked.
Does the prop gun exist?
Your Honor, do you want the witness to go out of the now?
What witness? Yes, because we're going to be talking about evidence. Yeah, yes, please step out.
Your Honor, while he's here, the court wanted to inquire of him on the issue of whether he's willing to speak to the defense.
So they're gonna let it in.
Mr. Relly, the defense, I know you've been interviewed in the past and you've been examined in court a number of times.
Oh, Relly is here.
The defense would like to, question you further, get an update on any information. It's your decision whether you want to or not. It's optional. You can say, yes, I'm willing to be interviewed, and if you are, that's fine. If you don't want to be interviewed, then you don't have to. It's your decision. But they want to know whether you're willing to sit for an interview. So what's your response?
I respectfully decline.
Okay.
Of course he
All right, you
does,
step out,
bum.
and, we'll have you come back in when we're ready for you.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Either of the defense witnesses are in court right now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to.
So just before we were gonna, either the court can...
We're going to deal with that.
No, the court was starting to talk about evidence in the case, and I wanted to make sure that they were not in here while the court was going to talk about
Yeah, so Mr. Levin and Mr. Phillips, they are not recorded. All right. All right. Does the prop gun exist?
Prop gun existed, yes.
Does it exist now?
I don't know if it exists now. Are you asking, do we have, are we going to produce it?
Yes.
No.
They're not producing the prop gun.
All right,
What?
let's deal with Mr. Levin. Is he outside?
Yes.
All right, can you have him come in?
This is interesting, guys. This is interesting. They said the prop gun, they're not going to produce it. Joe did not say it doesn't exist. They also said that ASAP Rocky doesn't have a 9mm, which is another issue because that gun, or the alleged gun, is gone. Wild. Do y'all think that was a smart move? I'll ask you in a poll.
No, we can't. Now, do you?
I mean, I think technically, obviously, we're going to be asking questions that go to this area. If council, I don't have a problem with being here. If council has an objection, I think.
Crazy.
Do you see any reason why you can't be in here? Well, I'm going to be talking now about Levin and Phillips, so I'm not talking anymore.
I don't think he should be in here.
If you don't think he should be in here, then he's,
And I don't think Levin should be in here after you're done with the meeting.
he doesn't need to be. I just, are you Mr. Levin?
I am.
What's your first name, Mr. Levin?
Lewis, L-U-I-S.
Wow.
Deputy Bennett, could you give him a piece of paper? On the piece of paper, I want you to write your birthday.
Yes.
I don't want you to stay in an open court because this is being recorded and
Understood.
the public doesn't need to know what your birthday is.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this judge
Once you
protecting the
write down your
people.
birthday
Shout
on a
out to
piece of
him.
Paper, give it to Deputy Bennett. Deputy Bennett, give it to the prosecutors and they can.
Respect, Judge. Respect.
I don't know if it exists now. Are you asking, do we have, are we going to produce it?
Yes.
No.